Good morning, everybody, to the CR&E Morning Brew. It is September 15th of 2022. Good to see you guys all in here. My train just died for no apparent reason. Let's see. Hey, Daryl, first. John Benecki, good morning. John Skellykill, good morning. Let's see. Trackside Mike. Morning, everybody. Hang on one quick second. Oh, sorry about that. Hey, Plumber. Wilmer, good morning. Let's see. Just one day, everything runs beautifully. The next day, no idea. So my system was saying I was having a short, yet I shut it off, turned it back on, and I don't have a short. I didn't fix anything. Nothing was off the track. Nothing was going on that I could tell, but apparently I had a short. As if something was off the track. So I don't know. Let me real enthusiast. What is going on? Yeah, it's moving. It was running. And then, I don't know, so it stopped. Like, instead, there was my circuit breaker kept tripping for some reason. I got something going on down here. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Tear the whole damn thing out one of these days. Hey, Heath, good morning. Anthony, good morning to you, sir. D-Rail Daryl was just giving you a hard time last night about subbing. I think it's just not showing up on YouTube. That's possible. Maybe you just don't like you. You can do want to sub to you. Nah, I'm just teasing. You know that ain't true. Yeah, like we were saying last night on the show, which thank you everybody who came into that. It was I think we had a good show. Hell, we went about 3 hours, just shy of 3 hours. And yeah, it was a good show. But we were talking about subs and things that don't show up, and we're talking about a lot of stuff. I can't remember half the stuff I was talking about. But what are you gonna do? Hey, Chris, getting from Walmart. Are you the Walmart greeter, or are you just shopping there? I guess you'd be I'd be the grumpy greeter. I wouldn't be the happy Walmart greeter. You guys remember that when you used to be able to give you like a smiley sticker, stuff like that, in Walmart? You had to pretty caught happy greeter. So, buying junk food. Yeah. I have to go to the store after this too. Hey, Jeff, forever enthusiast. How are you? Big way. Good morning. I don't even know if I have anything to talk about it. We went so long yesterday. Jeez. I know we had to talk about track cleaning. I really don't want to get in a whole long discussion on that, but I stopped at AutoZone because I thought they might have that was it CRC 26 or CR 26? I know Daryl's shown it a few times. Where you guys buy that stuff at? Because they didn't have the same stuff you guys were showing in that blue can, Daryl. So I have to see maybe one of the other auto parts stores has it. I don't have a Walmart that's super close anymore. I used to have one right down the street. They closed it, believe it or not. It was just a smaller one. It was still nice. You know, a lot of people would complain about it being like messy and stuff, and the people that worked there were kind of shitty. But it was nice and convenient. It was right there between my house and work. I could stop in real quick and grab stuff if I needed to, especially like for the trains. You know, you have paints and spray paint and screws and different things like that. But here's on Amazon. If you got a link or something, send it to me. Here's at Lowe's, Anthony. Hey, Boxcar Jerry. Good morning. I was making fun of you last night. Hey, I see you met up with Pappy, Jerry. Sent me a picture of your knuckleheads. That's cool. If you guys are Lowe's. I figured it'd be at an auto parts store. I mean, it's like a conductivity thing. They had some CR&E stuff, but it wasn't the same container. I really just stopped in there real quick this morning. I was going to try to have it for the show here, try it out, but I didn't have time to go to multiple stores, and I didn't want to just buy something that'd be the wrong thing. I mean, it was I don't know, like $11 for the can, and I mean it'll last me forever probably, but it was the wrong thing. I didn't want to buy it and then use it, and then let's see, 226 on Amazon. Okay. All right. Let me go on YouTube so I can grab that. I don't think I can grab the link off of here. I could put that up though so other people can see it. Yeah, that wasn't the right stuff that I saw today. So, so I didn't want to buy it. I do want to try it. Now, did you guys go ahead and use alcohol or anything on the tracks and clean them really good first? Or you just left things and just did it with whatever your track was like the first time you used it? Do you remember? Did you try to go through and like clean it any other way or just use that? Hold on. It's apparently a different version of CIC that Ron from Ron Strazen thinks says is better than 226. All right. Hey, Rick's Railroad, good morning. Mill Valley, good morning. I got to catch up. I see there's a video. I think I'm behind a video or two on yours. Guys, I mean, I know um, it's so hard sometimes to get into everybody's videos and chats and everything. I do appreciate everybody that does COC 2-26 at Lowe's in the electrical department. All right. I'll have to look for it. I wonder if Home Depot would have it. It's going to go out later anyways. You can use it to clean the track also. 2-26 is in a red can. Oh, the one that when you showed Daryl was in a blue can. Used alcohol and then CRC 226. So look, like that's all I've been using on my track. But I feel like I'm constantly cleaning track. So I don't know if it's an issue with my track. Maybe I don't have enough feeders. I'm not getting enough juice. I thought I had enough feeders. I don't know. But Summer, do you remember that one that Tyco made? I think it was Tyco way back in the day. It was US1 or something. It had the trucks and stuff on it. I had that as a kid where the train would go around and it had the slot car crossing and stuff. It was pretty damn cool. Let me see if I can pull that link up. Yeah, I don't know what Ron uses. He, it's for silicone lubricant. Uh, Jesus, I got so many of these. No, just getting into like WD-40. I know I don't want that. Yeah, let's get the blue can. And that's what Daryl was showing the other night too. I want to see your can. I like you, but you gotta buy me dinner first. Hey, train freak. What's going on, George? Florida Railroad Dog. How are you? Yeah. I actually have like I have that, the brass tank car. I have that. I don't have like a box car that would be more inconspicuous, like in the middle of a train or something. I should just pick up a cheap one like that and run that. But I don't know. I heard a lot of good things about this CRC 26, so 226 or whatever the hell it is. I wouldn't mind trying it, but I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, I didn't see it at the auto store. I changed to a blue can. Maybe it wasn't a red can. I think I saw a red can in there. Down here somewhere too. No, that's the same thing or not. I think this was the stuff that they had, something similar to this. This is an electrical cleaner though. I don't think it's the same stuff. It's got to be different because it's only $5. The other one was like almost 11. I don't know. It was just an AutoZone. I didn't see it. I even asked the guy. He had no idea what I was talking about. He showed me some other stuff that I knew didn't look to be the same stuff. Um, I didn't tell him what I was using it for. I just said that I had a guy recommend it to me, and he had really great results with it. So I wanted to go with the exact same stuff. Clear cleaner, some clips under any car. Oh, that'd be cool. What do you use? Some kind of pads or something on it? I have those cloth pads that go on the bottom of that tank car. CMX with denatured alcohol is what I use, but I suggest we go with mineral spirits as it supposedly helps in arcing better than denatured alcohol. Maybe. Contact cleaner is what? Contact cleaner. Is it Lowe's? These two sheets of the plastic safe contact cleaner with protectant. Uh, I'll figure it out. I'll get something eventually. The difference between methylated spirits and isopropyl alcohols, the methylated spirits contains ethyl alcohol mixed with methanol and other components. All right, now who's the science guy? Daryl was a science guy yesterday. Now it's Bill Nye, the science guys over here. So that's what I tried to do this morning. I was going to do that and try to see if it worked on the track. The trains usually run pretty good, but I'm starting to notice, and that's why I wonder if maybe I need to drop some more feeders, or I don't have my booster hooked up. I don't know if I need to do that maybe. Because sometimes I feel like I'm getting like an electrical drop in certain areas further away from the power station. So who the hell knows? One day things run great, and the next day I don't know what the hell was going on. Like last night I had no issues. Oh, you know, that's correct. Okay. I don't know either. And that's just it. It's just like anything else. We were talking about track code and everything, and then they were cleaning track, and everybody does similar but different. So I don't know if there's really a wrong way. I guess I'm sure there is a wrong way, but you know, I meant to find a comment on my cleaning card video, but it is Joe forgot. My race magazine that recommends using mineral so yeah, Wilmer said it's too much fumes, you can't use it. And I think that's what I'm experiencing, Jason. I use all metal wheels. I don't run any plastic wheels, anything like that. So I don't. I'm assuming that helps, but I just feel like constantly having to run that cleaning car around, and I don't know. IPA and rails. Is that like a hobby? Hobby for model railroads that rail zip? I'm assuming because it says rail zip. Well, I just feel like I have to run it more often than I was even. Because I haven't been down here running a lot, but it's not like I go weeks on end. I mean, maybe a few days or something. I'm usually down here running while I'm doing something. Hey, Curly, how are you? Illinois Central Railroad man, how are you? When was the last time you cleaned your locomotive wheels? It might be those, not your track. Um, yeah, I mean, it's possible. It's possible. I just use IPA on that. Now, do you use that CRC on the wheels on the locomotives and stuff, or no, just on the track? I mean, it'll get on those wheels, but you use that to clean the wheels too, or is it just use alcohol or whatever on the wheels? It's a hobby cleaner. Okay. Okay, mineral was acetone, kerosene. So many options. I don't know about the kerosene. Unless you just want to burn it down. Some days that's an option. If it was in a shed, just burn the whole damn shed down. That's kind of my thought too, Anthony. Um, it's almost like I'll get a power drop here and there once in a while. Then I'll run the track cleaning car over, and sometimes it seems to help. I mean, I'm gonna try dropping some feeders. Maybe I'll mess with that today. See, like right now, it's not doing it. I don't know if it's like this sometimes. I don't understand it. Maybe I need to hook that booster up. I don't know. I had it hooked up before I had the breakers, circuit breakers in, but I don't know. They're both 5 amps. I mean, the train's running around fine now. No drops in power or anything. No Canadian power today. CN. So my wife sent me a thing today from our news channel here. Stand by. Channel 3 here. Amtrak has announced it is canceling all of its long-distance trains starting Thursday ahead of a possible freight railroad strike later this week. Okay. Hopefully they would do whatever to avoid that strike. This economy is already in a shitter. The last thing we need is something else to slow down the supply chain. No strike for now. Okay. What happened? Is there more information on that? Okay, plumber. Yeah, no, I always push mine around as well, Jason, the track cleaner. Now, can you? I guess you can spray that CR226 or whatever, CRC226 on those pads and push it around. I mean, they don't really have another cleaner car. I mean, they're not going to put it in the car and just spray the pad. You run it around, I guess. All right, plumber, thanks for coming in, pal. Appreciate it. 926 is under power, or that one under steam. Okay, I don't know what that is. Some kind of steam locomotive. But that's good, I guess. No strike for now. High Plains Drifter, good morning. In the trucking industry and the railroad in a week, this country will be, oh my God, you're not wrong. Somebody once told me, which I've worked in the restore service, that a city like New York City has to be fed like every 24 hours just to keep the shelves stocked. Like you have to constantly be, and you couldn't have even a day or two without trucks going in. John Arthur, good morning. Man, I'm jealous, man. I want to do that so bad. I keep seeing ads on my YouTube for the Mountaineer or whatever it's called. I guess the Rocky Mountaineer. They're offering like $800 off per couple or something like that. So it's got to be really expensive, but like I think I got my wife talked into doing it eventually if we could get the money together to do it. I don't know where you even picked it up at, but around here. Fred E, how are you? Hey, did you make it back to Texas? Didn't you already head back? Let's see. Strike avoided. Okay. So what happened then? Well, how they avoid? I'm glad, but how did they avoid it? Did they agree? Oh, they agreed not to strike. Let's look at strike on the 29th. So, I mean, what's the concessions? I mean, I know it was a lot to do with like safety issues, and you're going back on Saturday, Texas. Okay, Wigler. I don't know how long I'm gonna be on today, but we'll see. Trying to get together with this tree trimming guy. Trying to take some back. Sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna get a date to this tree trimmed up in my front yard. It's looking pretty shabby. Well, not shabby. It's a very healthy tree, but it needs to be trimmed up. It's getting a little bit too much hanging over the roof and stuff like that. I don't want to be messing up my roof with tree limbs and crap like that. So yeah, we did the tree in the back in the spring, but I waited too long to contact him, and he recommended waiting till the fall to do. Hey, Burris, Syracuse Rail fan. Morning. How are you? It's a pin oak, and he said it's better to trim those in the fall or early in the spring. He said fall is best when it cools down. So I don't care. Just want it trimmed up. It's a huge tree. It's got to be a good 30, 40 foot tall. No details announced on that. Okay. Yeah. Same, John. I also would like to take one across Canada, like to Alaska. Oakland last fall. We didn't chance to fucking. Okay. Girlfriend is up there. So, did you drive to Chicago or fly to Chicago and then go from there? Or did you take a train to Chicago from Virginia? Oh, you're talking about the car, cleaning car. Okay, I'm like, what are you talking about? So, I never claimed to be the sharpest tool in the shed, man. Loaders in the eyes this morning. Okay, well, that's not great. You do any kind of eye drops or anything like that? Yeah, details release. I'm just gonna post the link here. Okay. Well, I appreciate you stopping in. Again, I'm not really talking about a whole lot this morning. We always seem to talk about something, but we call it, I think we talked about everything last night for the most part. I didn't leave anything for today. As I'm questioning, as I'm laying track and doing a point to point, is it good to put an engine on both ends so the chance of derailing is not such a problem? I was wondering. Uh, I mean, I don't, I don't think that you need to. Laying track and doing a point to point. I don't know if I totally understand. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing that trip then. Shit. Right. Jason posted that about the strike. Um, I don't know if I probably could take a train from Cleveland to Chicago and then pick that up from Chicago. How bad was the cost on that, John? Oh, he already left. If you don't mind me asking. Um, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't think I understood the question 100%. The only time that I don't think you really need one. I mean, I'll run them tail to tail, in the front of the train, two locomotives, this way I could do runarounds and turn my train around that way. If I'm going to be going up the climb, then I'm going to need something probably like a DPU or a pusher, probably. Just because there's so many turns going up there. And if I'm going to run a long train up the climb, most of it's about a 2%, a little more, a little less in areas. Um, I just am afraid that there'll be so much pull from the front that it's going to want to tip the corners over. So, like, I purposely did not super elevate any track on the climb or anything like that. So I didn't want to give it any extra help tipping. I didn't even put road bed on that for the climb. It's just right on the plywood. Didn't feel a need for it. So I know I keep saying it, but that's on the definite got to do list. I need to take a break from scenery and stuff and get the second level finished. I got plywood I bought a month ago to do it, and the summer's getting away from me. And now the fall's here. I've got to get the garage cleaned up so I can get the car in there for winter. And I don't want to be cutting wood when it's snowy and stuff out. I want to get that done. And I just want to get the second level done so I can eventually do some track work. I was talking with Jason about that yesterday a little bit, texting with him. I want to get the track work going on the second level. This is why I can fully test the climb. I've tested it. I ran trains up to as far as I can. Either behind my head, this way where the end is there, where my finger is. That's where the top level ends. I had to cross the gap here. I know it doesn't make sense the way I'm pointing and stuff. But I could run a train up to that point. Um, so in the corners where about where that IPA bottle is there, where trains come to the top, and I got a little bit of track to the end. I could test them to make sure they were running right coming up. So they do, but I haven't actually tested it because I can't go any further because I have to do this whole area here and attached to where those boxes are, that's where the top level ends. So I got to fill this whole gap in here somehow. And I don't think I'm going to get away with not having some kind of supports in that area. Number one, I have to attach some kind of a gate or something here. Not a gate, but I'm probably just do a lift out. I'll probably leave it in most of the time, but I want it to be removable in case I ever have to take it out. It's high enough that I could easily duck under that, but it will be removable. I don't think I'm going to worry about like a swing gate. It's strictly going to be a single track or whatever. If I do a double or whatever up top, right now I just have a single planned. But just going to be strictly that. It's not going to be a gate like this where I put scenery and stuff on it. I don't think. I'm not planning on doing that. And try to really switch this all over. Thanks, Heath. Yeah, thanks, Heath. The dreadful fall would be awesome to watch. Sudden deceleration at that bottom would be yeah, no doubt. Top level first, lesson, and lastly, what was that lesson? Refresh our memories. Well, I mean, I got like the basics up on the top level. I got to finish doing the plywood here on the end of my peninsula. I mean, the framework's up. I got to tie that top into the ceiling. I want to get some supports up on the ceiling to do my fascia for the ceiling, for the upper level. There's just a lot of stuff like that. I just got so tired of bench work, and I wanted to start building something, and doing the scenery. And then this river scene took forever, and so I really got behind on it, and then I just been lazy about doing it. I'm kind of not 100% sure how I want to do it. Put the wire stuff up under the top level. I ended up either damaging scenery or track on the bottom level. I could see that, yeah, because I'll be drilling through with feeders and stuff and dropping sawdust and stuff when you're drilling through, and so that's kind of frustrating. Thankfully, I don't have much scenery up yet underneath. I don't have much going on the first level yet as far as a lot of buildings or scenery. Just mainly this area here with the river. A little bit behind me, you can see where I started working on that. So it's time. I just need to do it. It's tough doing it yourself, and and I don't know. It takes me a long time to get my measurements right. And it's a pain in the ass. I do not have a helix mic. I have a around the room climb. I've shown it before. It starts, damn things in the way. You kind of see the double stacks along the wall there. Out of the way. And then through there, you can see that it's climbing all the way up behind the co-op. I can see the Tropicana reefers, and then over here, and you can see where it is coming through, getting more and more narrow. And above the bridge scene, it's almost to the top, and then it disappears, and it comes out up there, like where that paper towel roll is, up in that general area, is where it is coming through. And then right there is where it ends, and I have to cross that gap there to attach to that section right there along the wall. So I got to bridge this whole gap in here. And it's going to be a deep hole, deep corner there. So I'm not sure 100% how I'm going to do that. I think that's what's kind of throwing me off. Because I got to kind of keep the curve out here. I got to keep for the radius here to come out. So I can't really go in and then out. it's not going to work. So I got to stay out. So I'm thinking about along here building some kind of like a bookshelf or something. So I can take those lower doors out and have shelves facing out. So I can put some knickknacks and shit on there that I used to have down here that I don't have anymore. But it's going to face out towards the stairs. When you come down, you'll see it in the backside. So it's going to kind of narrow this area. Instead of it being that wide, it'll come in, 8 or 10 inches. So it'll make it a little less. I don't know. That's the problem. I haven't figured out how exactly how to do it. Yeah, it's basically 2%. I tried to stay as close to 2% as I could up of the way I did it, and it works. It goes fine. It just, I mean, you're enjoying a long train up there with one locomotive. Even scale trains, it's got to be a very short train. But it's not a solid 3 or 4. It's definitely somewhere close to a 2, give or take. I'm sure I got off here and there, but see, on the back of your curve, put in braces on the back side that you can attach back up to that will also support the top level. Back of your curve. What are you talking about? What curve? Well, I'm thinking about in this area, it's going to have to be, thinking maybe some threaded rod, like on the front edge. You know what I mean? Hold the front edge. I'll do brackets along the wall. If I don't do bookcases, then I have to at least build some kind of a stud wall on top of this table here. This is a solid table with legs and everything here underneath. So I wanted that for the swing gate. Make sure that was going to be secure and not be just all wobbly and stuff. So I'll have to figure that out. So it's just kind of really boggling me right now, and it's been boggling me. So yeah, just a decency, one section at a time, man. Main thing for me right now is to get the rest of the bench work up. Then that'll give me some winter project to get the track work kind of laid out. And then as ideas hit me, then I'll go back and forth. Like I'm not necessarily going to go like bam, bam, bam down the line. I might jump around. Like I'm working on this section behind me now, over there. But like I said, I'm gonna have to take a break, I think, from that and get the rest of the bench work up. Just because it's gonna be getting cold and snowing and stuff by November. We'll be having snow or at least freezing rain constantly and stuff like that. They say it's supposed to be a bad winter. I think they say that every year. But it'll give me stuff, definite projects to do over the winter during the traditional model railroad season, So, AOTR, how are you? Rails. Same, same. But I still have electronics work I want to do. I want to build. I want to do the signaling. I got the signals from you, Jason. I haven't messed with any of that yet. But I want to put in some more control panels for the yards and stuff that I have. Where I did the tape and the drawing and everything like that. So put some LEDs in. Even though I'm using the controller with the switch 8 and all that stuff, I want to when that switch trips or changes, I want an LED to change colors on the panel. So I know Thomas Grassi got from Jim Tedesco. I think he's also doing some for Anthony too. Some of those little markers. They look like railroad like markers, mile markers. So I'm gonna put those in the yards along the switches though, so that I remember. Because once I cover up on the table, once I cover with scenery, I'll lose my. I wrote on the table with a marker the number that I assigned to each turnout, so that will let me remember. I was gonna do a reversing loop. Um, pretty much decided against it. Um, I like to run long trains, and the loop would have to be like the whole length of the peninsula, probably. And I didn't feel like dealing with all that wiring and all that kind of stuff. So on my upper level, I have a intermodal facility planned, so that'll all get pumped there. I'll have a small staging yard, so I can stage trains there. And the one whole wall is going to be a CSX facility and yard. So my idea is to bring these trains into those different yards, break them down, run around, come back down the same way I went up. Sounds like it'll work in theory. It'll allow me to do more operations that way. It will force me to do operations if I want to come back down. I thought it would be really cool to have a reversing loop, because then that would give you like a lot of long operations where you can run up, around, back down, maybe like consider that one whole loop when you do the whole layout, where this way won't do that so much, but depends what direction I'm running the upper level in. If I'm running something in the opposite direction that I can head down, then I can run that around a couple times and then come down and run around. I don't know. I will have to think it through. I haven't done anything on the upper level yet, except for trying to get the climb up there. Oh yeah, and Jason did help me with that design. I had a lot of help on that design, to be honest with you. He didn't like my final tweaks, or my last tweaks. Hopefully, they'll be my final tweaks. Jason did say, hey, guys, if you need help with track plans, Jason does a good job. So definitely hit him up. He's pretty reasonable too. So, um, and he's definitely knowledgeable on how operations go. Stop the rail, shifting around, very good, sir. I missed something. Oh, I see. Yeah, no, in my original plan, I wanted to have a staging yard underneath the first level. It just got to be too much. I kind of regret it a little bit now. Like, I kind of wish I would have done it. I mean, I can barely get done what I'm doing. So there is room on the second level, um, on my 19-foot wall in front of the what do you call it? The display cabinets. So I'll put that wall there will be basically all staging. It's going to be minimal scenery up in that section, anyways, just because I decided to go with the display cabinets. So I'm gonna have like just a small little backdrop. Um, so you don't block the display cabinet, and now have some kind of seam block in front of the staging. May not be truly hidden staging, but it'll be somewhat hidden. And that's fine. Like I said, it's mostly me down here. It doesn't really matter if it's hidden or not. It'd just be another yard. So, anyway, Brad. Yeah, check out that link that Jason posted. That's my track plan. And should work out pretty well, I hope. So far, so good. Yeah, and here's a link Jason posted for Train Freak Hobbies and Layout Design. So feel free, guys, to check that out. He does a good job, without a doubt. He's very knowledgeable on operations and all that kind of stuff. And like my layout was pretty well um, designed. He even said so. He said that you got a pretty good design. There's a couple tweaks he made just to help out with operations a little bit, which I feel I agreed with. I feel like once you brought him up there, I could see what he was saying. So yeah, you know. Yeah, isn't it funny how you get in a meeting and, oh, we're gonna keep this short, and then you get any questions, and then you always get that one or two people that ask, oh, the dumbest. I mean, not dumb, but they end up being long answers. Yeah, that's exactly right. Mike, I use Atlas Flex, code 100. It's I think 163 is the number, something like that. And Pico, code 100, Insel Frog turnouts. Um, SL 88, 89 are the ones I use. They're the longer ones. I use those on the main lines, and in the yards I use the 90 SL 95, 96s, just left and right, you know, in the yards, which are not short, but they're like the next size down. I have to measure them. There's a few areas that I needed some curve turnouts, and they're like Atlas ones. Like I think it's 127 or 8, depending on left or right. Hey, Ray Bertelson, how are you? We were just talking about a whole lot of nothing. Um, Everything's going good. It's just a slow go, Jeff. Um, Jason did add in a couple of those three-way switches and a couple of double slips, which are cool, but it take a minute to get used to. Yeah, that was a cool video. He sent me a video from, what's her name? That's Susan? That's Susanna? She's over in England. I think it was Susanna. I have to look up the link. In her intermodal yard, she took basically the foam core. I think it was foam core. It looked like foam core type board. And she folded it up and made like a box, like a rectangular box. It was 2 containers high, 2 containers wide. And then she showed how to make the box and everything. And when you folded, scored it and folded it all, basically, and you painted it different color containers, like a pink one, a blue one, yellow, the different colors, just to kind of give the illusion of, you know, like the different types of containers. And these were for 40-foot containers. And this way, when you stack your containers in the yard, your good containers, you don't need as many, and it makes it look fuller. It was a cool video. Could have been a lot shorter, but it was a cool video nonetheless. We were talking about that last night too. Sometimes people just Man, you can definitely shorten their videos. You don't have any Pico Flex. Mine's all Atlas Flex. I don't use any sectional track. I use Pico switches, turnouts for the most part. The only reason I did those curved ones in Atlas is so far I'm only using the one on this level. The second level has only three. Is because those are the ones with the radius. So far I'm pretty happy with this Atlas one. Um, we'll see how the other ones go. So cream rice pudding. Okay, sounds good. I mean, how can they be fake? What are you talking about? Those containers? It's just a box, basically. Dwight. Is that the? Go to this video and watch it, Dwight. It's kind of cool. Um, you know how I'm saying with the foam core board, the foam core. You can buy it at the dollar store. You would take the box and basically it was just say it was this box. So you would paint it. Let's just say this is the height of two containers. So you would have this painted like, and this would be by the length of four containers total. So I mean, two here and here, two here and here. So you paint them four different colors. You paint the ends to look, the same color as the front. You can watch the video. It's actually a good video. It's really a nice way to save um, some money on containers. There's also guys you can go to and get them where they're printed, printed on like a photo paper, and you can also glue them to a foam core board or whatever, or you can buy them where you can make them um, have like a card stock and fold them and everything. Basically the same thing. I don't know, Anthony. I think you still got to remove the spring. Yeah, even Jason said, I think you still got to remove that spring. He said he's tried, yeah. But actually, he didn't have to. I don't know how to get that spring back in if I ever decided to go back with just no tortoises. I guess I'd have to go to a ground throw because you would need something to keep it in place. I'd still say like right now. We were talking about track cleaning before. Now this train has been running around all this time. And now I'm starting a few areas that I was not having any trouble with up until now. I'm getting like a little bit of like a slow down and then it'll go slow down. So I don't know if that's a wiring power type issue or if it's the track's getting dirty already. I'm getting some dirty spots. So it's driving me nuts though. He'll share his file for containers when I get my 3D printer to print some. I don't know. I'm sorry he wouldn't. I got like 20 containers from. Oh, I got more than that. What else is in the box? I got the 40 footers up there, and that's probably what I'll end up doing with those. I'll probably just paint them different colors, not even decal them or nothing. I'll just put them in his background. I mean, he charged me next to nothing for those things. Very inexpensive. Usually start putting my own turnouts. Got my rail from Yankee Dab ordered with Dave's code. Thank you. My sugar pine ties ordered from Kappa. Oh, well, yeah, they make ties. I'm assuming they make ties. Anthony was asking Kappa the PCB boards from Fast Tracks and the tie jig for number 5 and 6. So I thought somebody said that they were like behind on that stuff. Stock wise. Hey, Rick, Oh, buddy. So Yankee, yeah, that's Yankee Dabbler. YD. I have that code you can use. It's CR&E, capital CR, the and sign, symbol, and E. 5% off. Again, I get nothing for that from them or anything, just the same 5% you get. But yeah, definitely use it. Every little bit helps. Even if it just covers shipping a little bit. That's cool, man. Appreciate you coming in. Have a good meeting and good rest of your day. Mike. Oh, I'm not. Lee, I'm sorry. I didn't even say hi to you. I didn't see you in there. Well, I'm sorry. Have a good day. Um, Hi and bye. I apologize for not saying hi earlier. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for stopping in. Oh, gee. So we went to Orlando over last weekend. We went Friday through, well, we came back like Tuesday afternoon. I got my wife a birthday trip this year instead of buying her a gift. So I just bought her a gift. It's cheaper. But we've never been there. She's wanted to go. My daughter went with us, offered to help me pay for some of it. So that was helpful. Thank you to her. And we had a great time. It was a lot of fun. We stayed at one of the Universal Studio resorts down there, Cabana Bay. Highly recommend it. It reminded me of what I always think of old Florida would be. Like it had that old 50s and 60s kind of vibe to it, like that mid-century decoration and stuff. And it was really cool, really well done. The pool was really nice. It was a lot of fun. Shuttles to the park and all that stuff. And I swear to God, I don't want to do any more walking. There's so much walking. But all right, John. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna stay on too much longer, to be honest with you. Um, but yeah, if we're still on, definitely pop in if you can. Yeah, we had a good time. She was very happy, and that's the main thing. She was very happy and had a lot of fun. So I recommend it. We've done Disney World many times over the years, and in fact, her and my daughter just went down there last fall. I don't know, something like that. And I'm over Disney. I just does nothing for me. We tried Universal. It was fun. I don't know if I'm in a hurry to go back to a theme park. I'm not a big theme park guy to begin with. We got a really nice one here in Ohio, Cedar Point, and Kings Island down by Cincinnati. Cedar Point is up by Sandusky. Um, like I said, Kings Island's another big one. It's down by Cincinnati. Anyways, it's not a big theme park. I don't ride a lot of rides anymore. It makes me nauseous for some reason. Even if I take Dramamine, but that makes me tired too. So I rode a few rides, rode some water rides and stuff. It was fun. Had a good time. Some good eats. We ate at Margaritaville one night. That was good. We ate Bubble Gum Shrimp. Ate at that place. Pretty neat. Different. Ooh, tired today, man. Shit. So let's see. I got some areas I could probably throw some plywood up. Kind of been pulled it off because I wanted to work in this corner back here, and I didn't want to have plywood in my way for it to be more open. I didn't have the upper level on. Yeah, you have fun. How old are your kids, Rick? I can't remember. Um, wishing people there with babies and stuff. That's a lot. Wait till the little gets a bit older, but can't wait too long before the oldest loses magic. Yeah, I think we took my daughter first time. She was almost 3. She says she remembers a lot of it, but I don't know. It was like right at that cusp where she was still in like one of those. Like, well, I don't know if they still have, they even have them. We call them an umbrella stroller. It wasn't the big stroller, but it was a stroller. It had its pluses and minuses when you have a stroller because you can store all your shit in it while you're walking around the park and pushing kids around. But it's also kind of a pain in the ass. 74 and 2. Yeah, maybe like a 2-year-old gets to be 3.5. Where at least when they're old enough to get around well and not as I'm saying not as whiny, but you know how kids get when their legs get tired, they all want to be carried and everything. That gets to be tough. Aaron wants to go to Universal. It was nice. I tell you what, they kind of got it. They figured it out, man. They got that Harry Potter world split into 2 parks because it's 2 parks there. So we bought 4 days. No, I don't even know. My wife handled all that. I don't even know how much it cost. But it was 4 days, like a park hopper kind of pass, so we can go between the 2 parks. The damn train wasn't running though, because the train will take you from one world to the other, one side to the other, and it was down. So that kind of sucked. But they do have the Hogwarts train. I don't know how far it runs. If it's just like a small gap between the 2 parks, so that it takes you from one side to the other. Otherwise, it's a long walk from the one world all the way around to the other one because you have to go into the different parks. So one side has a couple of different rides, the other side has a different rides. Um, but it's pretty cool. They still have them. I mean, you can rent strollers at the park. You mean all the umbrella strollers? Yeah, they're nice because they're not as bulky. They're easier to collapse. And we had this crazy ass stroller when the kids were little. It was nice, but man, it took 2 men to close the damn thing. It was crazy. So yeah, and that's what we always would do, John. Usually you go sometime in October. Like we'd even go into like the first week of November, and the temperature was always pretty nice. It would cool down a little bit at night, but it was usually still around 70 to 80 during the day, so it wasn't that crazy hot Florida weather. And this time it was hot as all get out, man. It was 90 to 95 every day, and probably the same amount of humidity. It was insane. Uh, yeah, there's a couple rides that I just didn't want to ride, so my wife and daughter rode them. Um, so I just kind of hung out outside on the shade and you know waited for them to ride. It wasn't too bad. The longest line I think we waited in was about 45 or 50 minutes, which not bad considering. So um, there's a couple things we did not get to do. Um, Gotta watch too, because some of the rides are a little small. So like there's a couple rides I didn't even try because they had like those test seats out front. I was like, ah. I ain't gonna fit in that seat, man. Even the one log ride, I got down, tried to get down in it, but it wasn't even like my overall size. It was my damn legs and my knees. Couldn't get them down where they had to be inside the log, and it was crazy, man. Um, so yeah, I mean, there's a couple things like that you got to keep in mind, but most everything I was able to ride on, so it was pretty cool. Anything I wanted to ride, I was able to ride. Yeah, so I gotta see if I can get that track cleaner because it's seriously just the reason these trains are just acting up now. It's got to be dirty. If I go over there and clean the track, it'll stop. It'll run normal. So I don't know what the hell is happening. These tracks are getting that dirty that quick. I mean, I've had them on running about an hour, right? So, I mean, yeah, I get that, but you'd think they would stay clean if I'm running on it. I'm not. They weren't dirty to begin with. Well, quote unquote dirty. So where is it picking up all this dirt that would make it to that point where they're wanting to kind of surge? Yeah, that's true. When you go into these things, they give you this whole list of things. Don't ride if you're with this or that, back problems, pregnant, heart issues, this and that, and motion sickness. This ride goes backwards. This ride goes a lot of jolting you around. And so, I mean, they give you warning signs, which is kind of nice, but it's like everything and anything is on it. So, not Sperry Farms. I think I've heard of Daryl talking about that. I think he has a couple customers in that area where that Knott's Berry Farm is at. Was that like a Six Flags or something? Theme park? The Wally World? The Wally World. Yeah. It was kind of nice. They had the shuttle from the hotel to with Universal. There's a place called City Walk. So the shuttle takes you to the drop off point. Get a walk. You take these escalators. There's people movers, all these different things, and you get over to City Walk. Come out of the City Walk area, and then you either go right to go to the one park or left to go to the other park. And there's like a big lagoon in the middle, the Universal Ball and everything. And um, so, I mean, it dumps you off into this big shopping area where there's restaurants and stores. And so, you definitely almost like what was it used to be called? It used to be called Downtown Disney or whatever. It's their shopping area. We went over there the one morning too. Took an Uber over there. They wanted to go look at some of the Disney shit. This one's SeaWorld. That SeaWorld is different now. No Shamu. What's up with that? There used to be a SeaWorld here in Cleveland, believe it or not. Used to go there every summer or two. And then, I don't know, 20 years ago or so, they closed it, moved everything to Orlando. I think there was already one in Orlando, but, you know, I haven't been to a SeaWorld since that, uh, since that closed. Don't know if it's been saturated. See how much grease are on your locomotive wheels. That will make track dirty real quick. I had that problem because it over greased my locomotives. Okay, I'll check that. These are pretty much brand new out of the box scale trains. Are not greased these or anything. But I'll check that too. Maybe I just need to clean the wheels. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Man, the Lego store, they had in the lagoon there, they have the Loch Ness monster made out of Legos. That's still there. That was their shit in '90. When did we go? My daughter was born in '98. I think we went in 2000. I lied. She was only a couple years old when we took her. She was about two and a half. Because she turned two in March, and we went in that November. So two and a half ish was the first time we took my daughter. So And obviously she was walking and stuff and talking. It was actually a fun trip. Um, and she says she remembers a decent amount of it. So I don't know. I think it would just depend on your kids, so you know what kind of work they are. As far as I don't want to say, kids can be whiny. I don't know how else to say it nicely. And they get tired easy. Then it just when they're happy, they're really happy. When they're not, it's a pain in the ass. I mean, I think anybody that has kids can relate to that. Yeah. But yeah, then they had Star Wars people out, all Lego people out front in one area. They changed that up a lot though. John went to Disney with his kids, with teenagers, so that'll be good too. His brother and his family. Oh wow, 8 days. Jeez. Well, they got what's 4 parks there though, right? I think there's a water park too, right? You have Disney and Epcot. Um, what is that now? Well, it used to be MGM. I don't know what the hell it is now. Whatever their movie park is. And then you got the safari, the zoo down there. Um, I can't think of the name of that park. You know what I mean? Oh, there's 2 water parks. Okay, John. I guess you could spend 8 days, yeah. I don't know. I just like Florida. I don't know. Always have. If my family wasn't so tight knit when I was first coming of age and first married and everything, I probably would have moved there. But I didn't want to leave home. I guess hometown. I guess not home. So the Battle City Branson is much smaller scale, but they have a train robbery. Actors may believe being a victim of a train robbery. Oh, that's cool. I've heard a lot of good things about Branson. The ones that had all the different, like country star, or I guess it's music venues and stuff down there. For one thing, I just remember always seeing commercials from "Come to Branson, Missouri." So their version of the Grand Ole Opry and all that kind of stuff. That'd be fun to do. So I think of some other kind of area to go, like a different kind of trip. Never really had the family out west or anything like that. Don't really know where to go, what to do. We've always kind of gone either to the Carolinas or Florida. Are you going to go up to New England? I've never done that either. I was going to M. I don't know what that means. Yeah, Rick, I'll have to look at that. See about wheels being dirty. Because some of these I pulled out of the boxes. They were stored. Not the CN. Not these two I'm running today though. I mean, I haven't run them much, but they were not out in the storage. Of course, I didn't store anything in the garage that was like locomotives. And the only thing I stored in the garage when the layout was torn down was like buildings, freight cars, um, stuff like that, track. I didn't store out any locomotives. Well, electronics like my power cab and that kind of stuff that was all in the house. Your wife went to Magic Mountain. Okay, she was younger. Yeah, no, that's cool. You gotta remember, my wife was supportive, but she ain't gonna want to make the whole vacation about trains. So I probably have to pick one or two things like that. I've never been to the Grand Canyon. I really want to run that Grand Canyon, or road up to the canyon, whatever they call that. We thought about doing that was what we were going to do over this past summer. Then we decided she wanted to do this instead, so we did this. Um, we thought about doing Las Vegas and then taking like a day trip over to the canyon, something like that. I'm not a gambler, so we just go to like see the casinos and shows, and I like to go see the Hoover Dam just because I've never seen it. I'd like to see it in person. So I don't know. We had fun. It was a good trip. I highly recommend it. It was a lot of fun. You will do a lot of walking. But that's with any kind of theme park. They're both pretty big parks. So you definitely get your walking in. But they have like wheelchairs you can rent. I think they have those scooters you can rent, stuff like that. Not to that point yet. Although I jokingly said to my wife that I wouldn't have minded having one of those, especially by the fourth day of walking around. Hey, James, how's it going? What ride did Cameron do? Yeah, where's Rick? He said he loves Downtown Disney. I don't know what it's called now. I don't think it's called Downtown Disney anymore. It's something else. Same place though. Um, oh wow, yeah, that's pretty cool. There's some cookie place there. My daughter just said we had to go there. It was like so good. It was good, but god damn, the line was long. Who's Cameron, Anthony? I'm not blanking. Durango and Silverton. If we go out that way, if we plan a trip out west, I'll definitely look into um Caboose 121. Okay. I didn't realize that was his name. Shame on me. But guys, I'm bad with names. Yeah, and I was just talking about that earlier, James, the Rocky Mountaineer. Um, we just had getting YouTube ads where it's like an $800 off per couple. So I'm sure it's really expensive, but I think that'd be kind of a cool ride. You know, I've never, I've never taken Amtrak or like a train to go somewhere. I've done like some scenic railroads, that kind of stuff. Never actually a train to go somewhere. So no, I had a couple of great aunts that used to always take the train out to Colorado because one of her sons lived in Denver, and her and her sister would always travel out there together on the train. They enjoyed it. And I feel like the train isn't like cheap for some reason. Like you think it would be cheaper than flying, and I don't know that it really is. Now, keep in mind, I haven't actually looked up any pricing or anything either, but I just feel like it's not any cheaper. Yeah, I want to do those too. That'd be cool. So that's the trip that Anthony was talking about. I said I would like to do the Four Corners Monument. That'd be kind of neat. Some new things. That probably won't be too, I don't know. Mill Valley. Yeah, it's good. It's a good ride. It's pretty scenic. It's not Rocky Mountain scenic or nothing like that, but it's, we go through the national park and it's pretty cool. Takes you down to Akron from Cleveland. They do Steam in the Valley, which I think already happened. It was in the spring. For some reason I felt like they used to do that in the fall, but it was in the spring, I believe, this year. They bring the nickel plate 765 in. Hey, Jimmy. I actually had a patient at work that volunteers for the Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad, and I was trying to talk me and my wife talked me into it, and had me talk my wife into going and volunteering. There's a thought. I might. Yeah, but it's worth it. You get off at Hell Farm and Village. It's like an old settlement kind of place where it's pretty neat. A Western Reserve area. Glass blowers and blacksmiths and things like that there. You know, that kind of old timey type stuff. Now, when Quaker State, um, Quaker Square was open, it's been a long time ago now. You used to be able to go into Akron. They would take you there. That was the old grain silos for Quaker Oats in Akron. I don't know if it's become anything now. It was a big hotel with shopping and everything, and you know they converted it all over to that back in the probably '90s. But I think it had closed or way downhill. I have no idea now. You have to look it up. Um, yeah, I mean it's a nice ride though. It's worth it. It's a day trip. Come up from Columbus. Nice. You can either pick it up in the Akron area or up in oh shit, what is it? Independence. The canal is. I think it starts in Independence, which is like 77 I-480 area, and then it terminates in Akron. I think you could pick it up at either end. It's worth it. Especially when the colors change and stuff. It's pretty through there, you know, following the Cuyahoga River. It's funny because it's more of a stream there than it is up near the lake, you know. Takes you through Peninsula. You can get off there. They have that whole bike trail thing where you can ride the bikes, put them on a train, come back, ride around the national park and stuff, and put the bike on the train and ride the train back, that kind of thing. But anyways, I think it's about been an hour and a half. I'm probably call it the show. I call it, man. call it? Just turn it off. So, anyhow, I'll probably see you guys around. We might meet up with them sometime and check it out. Yeah, you should. It's worth it. I mean, it's a nice train ride. It's. I liked it. We did they had like a, they can't call, I guess they can't call it the Polar Express anymore because of whatever. But it was basically the Polar Express then when my kids were little. That's what they called it. Thanks, Wag. Appreciate you guys coming in. So we did that. Kids went on there with the pajamas and stuff, and they, read the book and all that kind of stuff to them as they're going. And they had little things along the way, um, Santa's workshop and all that kind of stuff. It was cute. That was when the movie first came out, so it was real popular then too. I don't know how popular it is now. I guess still pretty popular, maybe. Um, yeah, I mean it's a good time. They do some different things throughout the year, like that, promotional type things. Um, they said they do the steam in the valley when they bring the steam locomotive up from was that Fort Wayne Historic Society that has that. And they run it up here. Like I said, last time I rode it, I swear it was in the fall. But I could swore this year it was in the spring. So I guess it just depends on availability, maybe. So it was pretty. It was nice. It's a train ride. How bad can it be, right? Um, yeah. So something to do. I would do it when you get up here. Take some time. Go see the Christmas Story house in Cleveland. Um, you can take tours in there. Do that kind of thing. We did. It was more in the winter time, more near Christmas time. I think in the month of December, like starting after Thanksgiving, you can do. We did like a trolley type thing, like a lot. They call it lolly the trolley. It's a motorized trolley. It's not an actual trolley, but and it's a tour just around like downtown Cleveland for the lights and stuff, and around the area, and then into Ohio City and that where the house is, or Tremont. It's either Tremont or Ohio City. I can't remember now. Where the Christmas Story house is, and then you can get off there. There's the house. Then they actually have the house of the neighbor with the dogs. They actually got that house next to it, and across the street they have like a I'm gonna call it a gift shop with like movie paraphernalia from the movie and stuff, um, pictures and clothing and things like that that were used during the movie. So it's like a little museum, I guess. But there's also a gift shop where you can buy stuff. So yeah, if you haven't been to the Christmas Story house and you're in Cleveland, you should stop in and see that. They do a nice job with it. So with that being said, I think I'm going to call it a day. Hey, model train aficionado. I am going to be leaving now. So hi and bye. So you guys all have a great day. It's good to talk to you. Thank you for stopping in and hanging out with me this morning. Was it 10? It's not 10 there. Get out of here. Oh, PM there. How's a half hour difference? Should it be by the hours? Yeah, definitely Mill Valley. Um, we'll have to hook up, man. You're not too far. You're down there by Columbus area. You got Pappy's down that way. I think Wigwag is down that way. Right? Wigwag, you live near Columbus? The house is down there. We gotta get an Ohio meet and greet, man. That's right, Jason. I'm going to. If any of you guys are interested, I'm going to go to the Berea train show. I'll be going Sunday, October 2nd. I know Rick. I did get your email, Rick. I just, for whatever reason, keep forgetting to respond to you. But yeah, I definitely want to meet up if you are coming in for that. But yeah, Ringo Bells, Sidetrack Sunday this week. Jim's on at 6 tonight, Jim Tedesco's channel. So I'll try to meet you guys there. Sorry, guys, I'm going to go. Yeah, that'd be cool. So my email is on my about page. If you want to shoot me an email, we could figure something out. Because if you want to come up or whatever for that, or just get together or something. Okay, cool, Rick. Yeah, I'll get back to you when it gets a little bit closer or whatever. We'll figure something out. We'll meet around there somewhere. I think that'd be fun. So, and for those that like Scout Trains will be there on at the Berea Train Show. So I'm looking forward to that. So, all right, that's it. That's where I'm going now. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye for now.